All right, let's talk about learning something new. You know that feeling, right? You get super excited to learn, I don't know, coding, maybe a new language, or even an instrument. But then you just get stuck. It's frustrating. You're not making any real progress. So what if I told you that the way most of us are trying to learn is, well, it's just broken? Yeah. Today we're going to look at a much simpler way to actually get good at something.
I know. Easy. You're probably rolling your eyes right now. It sounds crazy, I get it. But what if the problem isn't the skill? What if the real difficulty is just the method we're all using? That's the big idea here. So let's start by digging into this trap that so many of us fall right into. All right, let's get into the problem here. Why does that initial fire, that excitement you feel, just fizzle out? It happens to all of us, right? It's super common, and there's actually a name for it, the learning trap. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's the place where your progress just grinds to a halt and your motivation, well, it basically dies.
And this is the absolute heart of the trap. It's called passive observation. Seriously, just think about it for a second. How many hours, and be honest, have you poured into watching YouTube tutorials or reading endless blog posts? It feels productive, doesn't it? You feel like you're learning. But here's the thing, watching a pro chef cook on TV doesn't make you a chef. It's just an illusion of progress. And it is, without a doubt, the single biggest thing holding you back from actually learning a skill.
So this all comes down to a huge mental shift. When you're stuck in that cycle of just watching, you develop what's called a chore mindset. Learning starts to feel like, well, a chore. It's heavy, it's a drag, mostly because you're putting in time but not seeing any real results. But when you flip the switch to active practice, you get a practice mindset. Now every little thing you figure out, every small win, it feels like a victory. It builds on itself, creates momentum, and suddenly the whole thing is actually exciting.
Okay, so if passive observation is the big, bad trap, how the heck do we get out of it? Well, the good news is the escape route is surprisingly simple. It really is like flipping a switch in your brain. It's all about going from just consuming content to actually doing something. Just look at this comparison. I mean, the difference is kind of insane when you lay it out like this. You could literally spend years passively watching stuff. And what do you get? Your focus is all over the place, and all you have is theory. Or you could spend just a few months actively practicing. And with that, you get a laser-sharp focus, you get immediate feedback, and you walk away with a real, actual skill you can use. It's the difference between just reading a map forever and actually getting in the car and driving.
All right, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but what do I actually do, right? How do we put this into action? Well, the strategy here is surprisingly old school, but trust me, it is ridiculously effective. We're going to call it the textbook method. This is your literal action plan, your roadmap to start building a skill like today.
And it couldn't be simpler. It's just 3 steps. Okay, step 1, find a beginner textbook. And you might be asking, a book? Really? Yes, and here's why. Textbooks are structured for learning. They're not designed to get clicks on YouTube. Step 2, and this is the absolute key, go straight to the exercises. Seriously, skip all the long intros and theory. Just find the practice problems. And then step 3, you just do them. You do the work. This is the moment you stop just reading and start doing.
And really, this one sentence just sums it all up, doesn't it? The goal isn't to know about something, it's to be able to do it. Think about it. You could read every book ever written on the theory of swimming, but that knowledge is not going to keep you from sinking, right? You actually have to get in the water. Well, those textbook exercises, that's your swimming pool. So it's time to dive in.
Okay, let's start to bring this all together. Let's talk about what you can do right now. We've talked about the trap, we've laid out the escape plan, so now it all comes down to a simple choice. Are you going to keep being a spectator, or are you ready to get in the game and be a player?
So if you remember anything from this, remember this. First, just watching stuff is a trap. It leads to that chore mindset that just completely drains your motivation. So what's the fix? A simple beginner textbook with exercises. That's your secret weapon. Go right for the exercises because doing stuff, active practice, is always going to build a skill faster than just watching someone else do it. End of story.
And that really brings us to the final, most important question. This isn't just some interesting idea to think about. It's about what you're going to do. So think about that one skill you've been wanting to learn. What's one tutorial video you can just skip? One blog post you can close right now, and instead just spend 15 minutes actually doing an exercise. So what are you going to stop watching, and what are you going to start doing today?